Well, we're with Jerry Carroll this week because we want to check in with the freshman basketball team. They are separate in a way from the sophomore, junior, seniors because they don't get to practice with them, so they get kind of lost. But we want to find out how this season's been going, and from what I hear, it's been another good season with your freshmen. Tell us about it.
You know, our freshmen have had a good season, as you talked about. Right now, we're at 17-3. We've had 20 games. 2 of those losses, unfortunately, have come to one of our rivals, Green River. We did beat them once as well. We wish we'd get one more chance at them, but they're not coming to the freshman tournament. But overall, you know, we've been to the Star Valley tournament, the Rollins tournament, Pinedale tournament, and we played Rock Springs, Green River, Rollins, Douglas, some teams that maybe our regular schools don't play, even Pinedale. We've got some nice wins. Jackson, we beat them a couple times, and they're a good basketball team. So we're 17-3 coming into the end of our season, and we're going into the freshman tournament, the 79th annual, this coming Saturday.
Yeah, you got that coming up, and that's a big thing held in Evanston. Who are all you going to be playing there?
You know what? That's the problem with our freshman tournament. We're having trouble getting teams to come in. Rock Springs and Green River, who were perennial people who always came, are not coming this year. And I don't know if that's because they're afraid. I'm going to have to attribute it to that because I can't think of any other reason why they won't be here. So we're going to have Star Valley. Let's see, who else is going to come? Oh, we're going to invite North Summit to come, Mountain View. I don't think Lyman's coming either. You know, I understand when some of the smaller schools don't come because their kids are playing JV and varsity and they just don't have the numbers. But the fact of the matter that our 4A in conference people aren't coming is disappointing to me. So I think we're going to have fewer teams than we've ever had come. But I would certainly hate to see the 79th annual not become the 80th annual. I think we just have to start convincing people early on, this is going to be part of your schedule. Come, and let's make it a great thing.
You told me this several times before that coaching freshmen in basketball, that's exactly where you want to be with this program. And that's a huge asset for a team because they need someone to develop freshmen, and who better to have than someone that wants to be in that position of getting these freshmen ready to the next year go up to, like we said, freshmen are separate from sophomore, juniors, and seniors in the practice schedule, step up and be playing second team JV or even some varsity time as sophomores. What is it that makes you love getting these freshmen up from middle school and having that buffer season of saying, here's what you have to do to be ready to be a high school basketball player?
Well, for one thing, I think our freshmen have always had a good basketball schedule where we get to play 20 games, where they just come out of middle school, they're only getting 10 or 12. We get to 20, 24, 25 games sometimes and the tournament. So they get a good schedule they know they're going to play, and where sometimes sophomores don't always get that good schedule. They have other teams that don't have sophomore teams and stuff like that. We always know we're going to have a good schedule. I think that one of my strengths is that I can be in a gym alone. I don't need another coach there and teach basketball. I also think that with me, they learn how to play hard. And I think that's something that Red Devil basketball is all about, learning how to play hard. I'm a coach that's not easy to be a basketball player under because I'm very demanding and say, listen, we're going to do it this way. And it kind of gets those kids playing what I've always considered the Red Devil way. We'll play harder than other teams. We're not cool. We'll get on the floor. We'll give you everything you got, whether we're as talented as you are or not. You better be ready to come play your hearts out when you play the Evanston Red Devils. And that's what I think I bring to the program. Just a coach who's had enough experience that he can be alone, doesn't have to be watched over very closely, but also is very demanding and makes kids work hard.
I wanted to get a couple of minutes aside at the end for this, and it looks like we have just that. Your son, J.C. Carroll, was just recently named International Player of the Year, playing for Real Madrid. This is something that dates back to the '92 Olympics when international basketball exploded. There was a few years ago, I guess now it's over a decade, the NBA thought they could get away with sending away less than their absolute best players into the national games, and the Spanish league players showed them exactly that was not going to work at all. Playing in the Spanish league, universally considered pretty much by everyone the second best professional league in the world for basketball, is an extremely difficult thing to do. Your son is on one of the 2 teams that is considered the top of the Spanish league, and he was able to go and win an international championship last year, and now this year named International Player of the Year. That has to be a great thing.
For me, very proud. He's a kid who's worked really hard to get to where he's at, and he's reaping a lot of the benefits. He's on, a premier basketball team. He's playing and doing what he wants to in life, which was play basketball. That was always a goal for a living. And last year, they were the very best team in the world that wasn't in the NBA, and they won every championship that was up. And, they're going to fight for those same championships again this year. The key to him is to keep working hard, stay healthy. You got to avoid injury to continue to play at this league. He has one more year on his contract at Real Madrid after this year, which was, really a blessing when you can go 4 or 5 years and not worry about who am I going to play for, where am I going to move my family to. So they've been in Real Madrid, Spain for the last few years. But he doesn't just play in the Spanish league. He plays every team in Europe, every team there is, and then he went over to Latin America to win the Intercontinental Championship. So it's just been a blessing for him, and he's worked really hard, and he deserves everything that he gets because he's been a kid who's put his heart into this.
Yeah, coming out of Evanston, Wyoming, International Player of the Year. That's awesome. Get ready for the freshman tournament coming up this Saturday. We got the first game at 8 a.m. then. Coach Carroll, thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Red Devils.